Hi, my name is Steven and welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be talking to you about the extreme cheapskate mindset, how being cheap helps you in life. In my life, I've always had a cheap mindset, and sometimes that rubbed people the wrong way. But to this day, I still stand by my extreme cheapskate ways, and it still helps me in my life. But now, due to inflation and the risk of recession, it is now more important than ever to be cheap. This cheap mindset really has a few core principles to keep in mind. And by using these core principles, you could save more money in your pocketbooks. The keys are to spend only what you need, shop around for good deals, and repurpose things that you already have. These principles not only help you to save money, but also boosts other skills in your tool set as well, because it helps you to engage your critical thinking skills, creativity, and impulse control. Once you mastered a cheap mindset, you'll know the vast differences between how you solve a problem in life. And you'll be able to use different kinds of solutions for that one particular problem. So in today's video, I'm going to talk about my background, how being cheap helps you in life, and my general thoughts. And before we start, be sure to like, subscribe, comment, share with friends, hit that notification bell if you like this content. And here we go. So growing up, I did not have a lot of money as a child, and that really shaped who I became. My parents always saved a lot and really didn't spend on anything in excess. And that really, at its core, became how I adopted an extreme cheapskate mindset. But this mindset has not only helped me to save more money, but it influenced other parts of my life as well. And as you'll see, it can be extremely beneficial in other parts of your life. Because when you're limited on what you can spend, you find alternative solutions to problems. So you need to come up with different ideas and solutions to the same problem money-wise. This increases your ability to think creatively about a certain problem or issue and develop new solutions to it. In life, there's always many ways to solve a problem, not just one way. Likewise, money is only one way to solve the problem that you currently have. Most people choose this normal path and don't really think of other novel ways to solve their problems. Because it's easier at the end of the day to just spend money on the problem to make it go away. But by having a cheap mindset, you can give yourself an advantage that others might not have. So here is how a cheap mindset can help you in life. Number one, you question the real need. When you're being cheap, the first thing you ask yourself is, do you really need this? Can I afford it? And this line of questioning can also help in your life as well. Do you really need to do this thing in your life? And it can also help you identify whether or not you really need that person, place, or thing in your life. When you don't have a lot, you prioritize what's extremely important to you at the moment. When you have a lot, you tend to not pay attention to the details and just go with whatever. By questioning what you need in life, you can optimize their uses. And it can help you to really lock down and identify what you really need in your life and what's most important to you, and help you identify the things that are weighing down on you in life. I view a lot of my life choices in this kind of lens. What is ultimately important and sustainable for me to continue doing? I tend not to have fluff or extraneous stuff in my life. That's how I design my life to be. This has helped me to gain back some of my time, but also my boundaries with other people. As you question the things that you do or the choices in your life, you start to scrutinize and get to the bottom of what really matters. And you'll find out that a lot of things that you're currently doing, you don't really have a good reason to continue to do them. It's something that you've been told you need to do, but that you don't really want to do that. And you're doing it out of habit or expectations to other people. And these are the type of things that you really want to question and eliminate if possible from your life. So the big benefit of having a cheapskate mindset is to question the why, what you really need in your life, and whether or not you need to continue doing it. Number two, more options abound. I think that one of the biggest benefits of having a cheapskate mindset is that you have ultimately more options at your disposal. For example, if you're cold, you might just default to turning up the heat. But if you're cheap, you might want to save the cost of the heating bill and just bundle yourself up or go to your friend's house that has heat. Or you can repair the house and fix up all the leaks that you have to save on your heating bills. Regardless of the situation, you'll have more options at your disposal if you choose the alternative path to what normally people would do. Because in life, there's always multiple ways to solve a common problem that we all have to endure. For example, if you want to get better at dating, you would normally spend more time and money into the process and hope to get better. But with a cheap mindset, you might think of alternative ways to get to the same objective, like working on yourself, understanding women, and getting better at communication. Different paths that ultimately all end up at the same goal. The key is that when you're poor, you just can't pay for it. You have to think of other solutions to fix your problem. And that's also a great way to boost up your critical thinking skills. And it's a great way to explore other options that you might not even realize were there in the first place. For me, my cheap mindset has given me a set of tools that I can apply to any other part of my life. And ask the critical question of, are there alternative paths in life that I can take and get to the same end goals that I have in my life? Sometimes there might just be only one option, but in most cases, there are tons of alternative paths available to you. And there might be also, dare I say, a cheaper way to do it as well. So having more options available to you is a great way a cheap mindset can help you. Number 3, if you want it, plan it. When you don't have a lot of money, but you really want something, you save and plan to buy it in the future. And just like in life, you can save your life skills, plan for it, and get to your objective later down the line. I think that present day people are so used to instant gratification, they don't know really how to work for it, save up, and get it later. They're caught in that gotta have it now mindset, and it's harder for them to plan for the future. Sometimes having time and patience is the best way to get what you want in life. And by building up that patience, you can also help with your impulse control as well. So for example, if you're buying a large object like a car or house, you have to save up for it to buy it later. Likewise, large milestones in life also requires saving, planning for you to get it later. And this kind of plan usually has smaller goals and milestones along the way to your ultimate goal. In which case, these smaller milestones or goals are like the dollars you save in a bank for your car or house. When I have a large goal in life, I break it down into smaller chunks so that it's more easily manageable and more easily for me to complete. The easier the task is, the more likely I'll be able to complete it and get it off my to-do list. So like saving, breaking large goals down into smaller chunks is a great way a cheap mindset can help you. Because whether or not if it's a financial goal or a life goal, they all require the same thing, planning. Number 4, money, like time, is finite. I think the best analogy for money is that it's like time. For most people, there's only a finite amount of money and time in their lives. So excluding billionaires and high net worth individuals, in which case money is infinite to them, most people do not have infinite anything. For normal people, time is money and money is time. So having a cheap mindset means that money, like time, is in short supply and finite. By this manner, I tend to not waste my time just like I don't want to waste my money. I know that my time is very valuable, so I prioritize the things that I do within my time. Being cheap with money helps me to get the most bang for my buck, and I'm always on the lookout for great deals that I can buy with my money. Likewise, I spend a lot of time researching the best uses of my time, and consider all the options around me before I spend any of my precious time on them. This way, I can look at the cost-benefit analysis and see whether my time is really worth it to do that one thing. And also, I think that like saving money, we should be saving more of our time as well. We should find more things that we can take back during our day and save that time for something else, maybe self-care, and see where in our lives that we can save and take back an hour or two each day. Because in the end, time is finite in the world, and we need to find better ways to optimize and use our time efficiently. And number 5, wastefulness helps nobody. Lastly, by having a cheap mindset, you can eliminate a lot of wastefulness in your life. For example, if you're cheap, you might not have the money to spend on multiple TVs and screens inside your house. You might be able to only share one screen per household. Or in life, you might want to focus on just a few friends rather than a lot of friends, and building real connections with few friends rather than weak connections with a lot of people. The wastes in these cases are excess of what we think we need in our lives. Because as much as we think we need it, it might just be a want. And we want all the things that other people have, and so we build that expectation within ourselves. Being cheap can help you focus in on the important things in life that you really need, nothing else. But because of social stigma, we want a lot of things that the other people have. And the other part of wastefulness is that I try to reuse something that I'm about to throw away. I try to look for a hidden use for that particular object before I chuck it. And this way, it helps me to boost my creative thinking skills, but also save money on some other aspect of my life that I might need to purchase a special item for. And in life, a skill that I gain, I can use in multiple opportunities. And these skills can benefit me on a daily basis. Things like communication, negotiation, and cooking. So before I throw something out, I reuse what I can in multiple areas if possible, to ultimately decrease my wastefulness in both money and skills. So here are my general thoughts on how having a cheap mindset can help you in life. Even though I'm a proponent of having a cheap mindset, there are significant downsides to this as well. I think that the reason why it works so well for me is that I have the personality for it. And I kind of grew up with that mindset, so for me it's more normal than it would be for someone new trying it out. This means that I've been well suited to live a more extreme cheapskate mindset than my peers. Other people might have more difficulty living with this kind of scarcity mindset, and might not be able to fully adjust to this. So keep that in mind when you're trying to mimic this cheap mindset mentality in life. And the other thing that this relies on is having a scarcity mindset in both your time and your money, which I don't think a scarcity mindset is on a whole good for you. In a world full of excess, a scarcity mindset can hold you back from certain things. Even though you might be limited in your particular situations, opportunities are endless. And having a scarcity mindset when it relates to opportunities can definitely hinder you when you're trying to become your best self. So keep in mind that a cheap mindset is not necessarily one of scarcity. So those are my reasons on how having an extreme cheapskate mindset can help you in life. Being an extreme cheapskate myself, I've seen the true benefits of this mindset through the lens of someone that needs to make every penny count. This mentality might seem like a negative trait, but it has a lot of positive benefits as well. Because by exercising critical thinking, creativity, and impulse control, it can help you in not only money, but in life as well. So I hope you learned a little bit more about how my mind works and how an extreme cheapskate mindset has helped me. So thank you for watching. Please leave me a comment down below on how a cheap mindset has helped you and whether or not it's been a good experience for you or not. And I'll see you next time.